Hey everyone, today we're going to be breaking down and going through the methods I've discovered for speedrunning the puzzles in Escape First Alchemist. I won't be covering all the puzzles in the game, as some really come down to just memorizing, but I'll be focusing more on the complex ones, where I've broken them down basically to numbers and click patterns. Let's jump in. The element puzzle is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is turn the dials until it spells the word element. That being said, I did break it down to just number of clicks that we can quickly solve it, since this and every other puzzle in the game are the same every time. So, we have 2, 4, 5, 5, 3, 5, 3. Making the multicolored gems is a whole other story. I spent quite a while trying to really break this one down and optimize my path. I made sure to pay attention to the initial starting positions for all 4 of the hexagons. From there, it was just figuring out the least number of clicks to match the 4 patterns you need. How I did this was basically just all permutations, going from their starting positions and then to one of the patterns, seeing how many clicks in total that took, then I'd reset the puzzle, go to pattern 2, and then keep going until I've done every possible positioning and path from the starting position. And then through all 4 of the patterns. This is what I found. We go 1, 3, 2. And keep in mind, before you pull the lever for the next pattern, all the hexagons will have to have stopped moving. Otherwise, it will kick back and tell you that the pattern's wrong. So, there's a balance to not doing this puzzle too quickly. Pick that gem up, put it away, and you move on to the next one, which is 2, 1, 0, 5. Because you can start working immediately. So, next one is 3, 3, 2, 0. Now, it might seem like I'm going slow, but in a speedrun scenario, it is possible and kind of easy to overlap and do it too quickly and get an error kickback. We have 0, 1, 0, 2. The final pattern. For the steam machine, I won't be covering the first 2 phases since those are randomized. However, the third phase is a fixed solution. It's first lever 4 times. Second lever 3 times. You do have to wait for these to reset. Third lever 2 times. And the last lever 1 time. 4, 3, 2, 1. This chest puzzle is also a pretty simple puzzle, but it can be broken down into numbers, like many of them. And I'm going to actually explain it out of order, and there's a good reason, and you'll see why. We have 3, 1. I like to skip this one, the third, and go straight to the last one, which is 2. And I'll tell you why I do that. That's because when you're doing this quickly, I think it's easier to misclick 7 than it is the last one, which you can click as many times as you want. It can't be wrong since it's the last one. It'll automatically finish the puzzle. So I go 3, 1, 2, and then you can just spam click 7, and it doesn't matter. Once again, we have a simple puzzle, but we can make it another numbers game. So we're going to do just that. And just like the chest puzzle, the last one can be spammed to save a little bit of time. We have 4, 4, 5. The Obelisk. This one will take a bit more explaining to understand my approach and method for this puzzle. I'm hoping my explanation will help everyone out there understand how my mind sees and approaches this puzzle's solution. Before we get into the solution, I need to go over how this puzzle and the solution explanation makes sense in my mind. I've broken the solution down into somewhat of an algorithm, much like you would with a Rubik's Cube, if anyone out there is familiar with those. If not, that's okay. I think my explanation will be thorough enough so everyone can walk away understanding what I mean when I explain the solution. So, when I look at these patterns and go to memorize them, I think of them in groupings. We'll start with the last column. The top section has both pieces on the right. In my head, I would just think right. Same idea for the second and the last sections of the last column. I would just think bottom and right. As for the third section in the last column, I'd see that and think top right. That's because if both pieces were on top, I would just think top. If both pieces were on the right, I would just think right. Since only one of the pieces is in the top or the right, and no other pieces are directly adjacent, that tells me it has to be diagonal. I think the same thing for the last section in the first column. Since there's no adjacent pieces touching it, I would think top left, and I'd know the other piece must be diagonal. Using those methods in logic, we're gonna do top right, top, right, top left. And this goes in clockwise order, in order with the book as well. So the first one will be here, the second column, third column, fourth column. So the second column is right, left, bottom, right. Third column, top right, top left, top right, top right. And the last column is right, bottom, top right, and right. I like to call these guys the space marbles. Just like the earlier gem-making hexagon puzzle, this one took some pretty serious time for me to work out. As well, just like the hexagon puzzle, you have to make sure not to go too quickly and let the machine resolve before moving anything again. I used a very similar permutations method for this puzzle also. I couldn't quite work out a perfect permutations approach, but it was similar enough, so I feel this solution is pretty solid. While I think that many of the solutions to the puzzles I'm covering in this game are the quickest possible solutions, I don't believe this puzzle solution is perfect by any means. There very well may be a quicker way, but this is the best that I've found. For this, or any other puzzles I'm covering in the game, if you have a better, quicker, or simpler method, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to work together to perfect the route. Now the way I'll explain this is going to be done in a sequence of numbers, then colors. So, like for the first one, we will have 1, 0 on the bottom, so I'm just not going to say anything. Blue, yellow. Next we have 1, 1, blue, red. 1, 3, all. 2, 3, red, blue. And the final one is 4, 1, blue, white. And that's all the space marbles. These levers are pretty straightforward, but I'll go ahead and quickly break this one down in simple numbers terms. 1, 1, 2, 3, and 3. The light sphere puzzle is another that took me a while to really get down to a good sequence. I actually watched a few videos of other people trying to do it on YouTube, as well as watching my own previous run, where I tried to get a low number of moves down. After coming back to it and watching other people solve it as well, I think I've personally been able to come up with the fastest pattern there is. 11 moves. So the sequence we have is up, down right, left, up, up, up right, down, up left, right, up, up. The last puzzle, the pedestals. This one will definitely be tricky to explain, simply because it's not just listing numbers or spouting colors. It's more of an explanation of how to do the pattern as much as it is learning it. When you're down and inside the puzzle, sometimes it can be easy for you to get a little disoriented since it's a round puzzle and you'll be turning back and forth. So since we're looking at this through the lens of a speedrunner, of course I like to think, what's the first thing I can interact with? It's going to be this pedestal right here. So what I like to do is I like to just make a full circle around the outer edge and just kind of work as I go. So I'm going to move that pedestal first. Come over here. Move this pedestal all the way across to where that one was. I'm going to come straight to this blue one. And remember, since this is a speed run, we're trying to save as much time. I'm going slower intentionally just for demonstration purposes. But when you're moving your pedestals, you want to be at your next pedestal before that one stops moving to just save time. We're going to feed this one on in, basically turn in place, feed it across, get the next blue one, back up a little bit, and just continue to the outer edge, because now these other blue ones are ready to be fed in. This one's technically in position, but that one's actually got to go all the way down. So we're going to keep working on our outer edge here. Feed that one across. That's in place. Feed this one across. The red is ready. Run across to here. And I'm just going to feed these down one. And that's again just because I'm trying to work in a big circular motion. So I move that one across. I'm actually just going to turn and start feeding this one all the way over. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which red pedestal goes at the end. And I'm going to jump straight to this other red pedestal again, and then finish off this outer edge. That way this is complete. And then run over here. It's a little slow, but again, this is for demonstration purposes. And finish off your red pedestals. You should get them all in position. And it should be pretty easy, and it should flow really well. And then just feed these straight on over. And I'll just take this one at a time. And all the blue are done, all the red are done. Alright, that wraps up this video. Hope you all find my explanations for speedrunning the puzzles in Escape First Alchemist helpful, and you're able to incorporate them into your own runs. Stay tuned for my next Escape First Alchemist video, where I'll be showcasing these methods in my own official speedrun. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. As well, if you have any feedback for any of the puzzle methods, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye 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 bye.